So, it looks a little dark. It doesn't matter. So, I did throw together a video that I was kind of happy with, and I have submitted tentatively for GDQ. I've been working through some incentives, but I don't know that any of them are going to be quite ready. I was looking at like a hero, getting all the heroes, or trying to do without the beam, or doing Rattle Hag, and none of them seem that interesting. So I think my best bet is to just maybe do another run of this, just for running purposes, and then sort of noodle on that for a future event. Like maybe I think maybe Crash or something else, or another cat upgrade to Hundo. I don't know. I could see running Hundo at some point, although it doesn't. So anyway, this is going to be Supraland. I'm going to narrate it one more time, probably. And we'll see how it goes. I got a pretty decent time last time, so. This is Supraland. Supraland is a 3D Metroidvania. It is full of exploration. It's really kind of a cool concept. You are in a sandbox, you are a toy, and there's this creepy child who runs around and watches you the whole time. It's definitely not weird or anything. But it hooked me. I remember back in the day when it came out, there was a demo on Steam, and you could get to like the red MacGuffin. It's a visual hit, and I played it, and I could not put it down after that. And I know that this game, I not only played it 200% as quickly as I could, but I got two other of my friends to play it, and they both in a weekend, like just spent the entire weekend just crushing it out. So it's a good game. I don't think it's well known enough. It's a lot of fun, and the speedrun's a lot of fun, in my opinion. There are categories. So this is 90% glitchless. Any percent is extremely fast at this point. There are some major glitches that have to do with like hovering and death warping and all this stuff that you don't really see much of the game. And there's also no major glitches, which is honestly still somewhat similar. And this is glitchless. Now there's going to be a lot of skips, but none that are technically considered glitches. So, as we get going, I'm largely going to be spending the first, as setting the scene. I'm the Prince of Red Town, and I'm investigating why we don't have water, and it's because this guy keeps hitting a broken pipe with a hammer, and he happens to be blue. So, obviously the blues must know something about it, so I'm tasked to go talk to the King of Blueville, which incidentally I'm never going to do in this run, but I'm supposed to. So this first section of the run is just me picking up coins and some light puzzle solving to, I don't know why I got up that cliff, light puzzle solving to pick up barrels, and then the barrels unlock items in the shop, but even though they're unlocked, I still have to actually buy them. So it's barrels and coins for the first 6 minutes of the run or so. The upgrades I'm going to be getting are, first off, I just actually got a speed upgrade, and then next will be the force cube, which I'm getting right now, which lets me create a purple cube that I can do quite a few things with. And let's see if I can get this swag right here. It looks really good when I get it right. Oh, so close. So I just kind of do that by feel, but I can throw it, and sometimes I throw it and it bounces right back into my hands and I can catch it. But it's a little tricky. There are other ways to do this beginning section. I like and think the way I do it is fast, so I'm still getting used to the fact that I am somewhat of an authority on this game. Every time sometimes I use the, oh my goodness gracious, where did he come from? Okay, well, so there are enemies in this game. Yeah, there's a bunch of skeletons here. Enemies generally are a huge RNG point in this run. They are rude, and you might notice I'm using the force cube a lot here. I'm really just using it to kind of mess with their AI and try to keep them from getting to me. It blocks them. It also has a chance to frag them if it hits them the right way, but it's mostly just to get in their way so I can get away from them. And as you can see, I'm just running around. There's a coin route, which I've largely lifted from a handful of German runners, including Kamushin, who's the former record holder, who I loosely based my route on. Sorry, I actually take that back. I very heavily based my initial route on, and I've made some tweaks and adjustments over time to my own liking. So, we've gotten the Force Cube. We are now trying to get enough coins to get the times two coins up. Oh, sorry, we bought the... Oh, that was really good. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking for a second because that is... That was a very clean... extraordinarily clean. So, I've gotten the times two... Oh, I'm gonna almost beat her there. Times two bank, and now I'm trying to get enough coins. Oh, wow. Okay, that was very fast. I'm... Sorry, when I'm doing really well, I'm just like, it's hard to focus. So I'm coming in here. I'm doing this puzzle. This is going to unlock the double jump. And after that, I will use the double jump to get at the triple jump. I'm going to try to avoid these. Theoretically, I can go through here. I'm going to give it a go. I'm so bad at this. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. That could have been a gold split right there if I was good. Yeah, no, I could have done that much better. That's okay. Ooh. Okay, I'm just gonna fight these jabronis, get them out of the way. So, at this moment in time, I need 30 coins to get the triple jump upgrade. Okay, I might just take a death here. That would be quite unfortunate. This little skip here, or that jumping up that, is something that, as far as I know, I discovered. It's just a little bit faster than having to go all the way around. I am very hurt, and there is an enemy over here, so I'm going to have to try really hard not to get hit, because a death here would be quite costly. Just do a little slick jump right there, and hope that this barrel... If I throw this barrel with too much force, which I think I might have just done, it will just bounce right off this. Okay, it stayed on there. Thank goodness. If it bounces off, I can actually just... If I don't make it, I have to go redo the puzzle or find a way up there, which is slow. Okay, I hope there's no folks down here. I'm going to try this one more time. Ooh, yeah, that was good. Man, if I only done that last time, that would have been great. So, this is the beginning section done. Really want health. So, yeah, deaths aren't great, obviously. So up there is the red crystal, and at that red crystal is the next section I'm going to go get the red MacGuffin. The red MacGuffin is a blaster that shoots an orb. And, hold on, that doesn't look that tricky, but I've fallen there an embarrassing number of times. I am getting better, but given the number of runs of this I've done, I really shouldn't still be ever falling there, in my opinion. That's getting better. So this, climbing up this, looks very... One might say it looks like a glitch, but it's not exactly. A lot of areas in this game are traversable by design. Later on, you get a lot of... you get a really cool item at the end that lets you get almost anywhere. And so this is all like you're supposed to get here. Now, are you supposed to get here at this point in the game? Absolutely not. But we're speedrunners, and so where there's a will, there's a way. I did lift that technique from the Any Percent No Major Glitches run by Esno, I believe is how you pronounce his name. And here we go. There's the red MacGuffin. Orb. Alright. So, shoot that down there. So right now I've got, actually, I feel like I've missed coins somehow. So I feel like I'm a little bit behind in coins. So I'm going to need I'm going to need 40 coins for the next upgrade. That is the penultimate upgrade I'll be getting in the run. It is going to let me shoot my beam with having my cooldown. So I might have to do some compensation coming up. I'm actually a little confused how I'm missing coins, but we're just going to roll with it. The game's about to take control of my camera here, real annoyingly for a second, which hopefully doesn't get me killed. Ooh. And we're just going to pop that there so he doesn't end me. So you might notice I use the force cube when I'm going up hills. It moves me vertically, so it helps me get there a little faster. Okay, that was just rude, but okay. So right now the force cube is in place for this, I'm going to call it puzzle with air quotes. There is a purple button up on the wall, and that cube is going to, I'm going to hit a switch to move the platform into the button. So unfortunately I can't hit the switch until it's powered, and it gets power from supercell batteries. This game is the passion project / amazing creation of one single German developer by the name of David Munich, I believe that is how you pronounce it, who also prior to this made a game called Supraball. So the Supra branding is strong with his games. He's currently working on with a team now. So this was a solo dev, and he's done a couple of he did a DLC for this, and oops. Oh, that, wow. Okay, so the last time I ran this, oh wow, okay, not great. David Munich did it. There was a DLC, and then there was a almost Supraland 1.5 called 6 Inches Under, which was fantastic. And right now in early access is Super World, which is basically was meant to be Supraland 2. But my understanding is that it is gigantic and amazing so far. I have chosen not to play it because I want to wait till it's complete, even though I backed it and have access to it. So someday I will play that game, because the way I see it, you can only play a game for the first time once, and the way I felt playing this game and 6 Inches Under for the first time are some of my fondest gaming memories. So we're doing a little puzzle here. I am very perplexed how I'm this far behind on coins. I don't know what I missed or why or how, but it feels like I'm very far behind on coins. So I'm going to work with it. I'll find a way around. Over here we got Mr. Miracle. It's a holy man. They are in the sandbox. They believe in him to varying degrees. And so the point of this section is that there's a door, and that door has a button inside of a holy house, and a dude says, hey, if you get me in the holy house, I'll push the button for you. So I'm going to make him holy by holding a halo over his head, except I'm not really going to hold it over his head. I'm just going to sort of shove it in the wall there and run away so I can save time, because it takes a lot of time for me to stand there with it. And I see that a true Holy Spirit come in, which means I did that correctly. Then turn around. That door over there is going to open. Excellent. And then that really annoying clanking sound. Down there, so I had a Doc Brown from Back to the Future in his radioactive suit, or whatever it is. Radiation suit. The David Munich must have been a big fan of Back to the Future because of that reference, and there's actually a removed reference, which I've been trying to figure out at what point it was removed, but I would swear that in a section coming up there was a character who was dressed like Marty McFly, young Marty McFly from Back to the Future 2. And it was kind of obscure, but I got it, and I was sad that it was gone. Okay, we're going to grab these 3 coins here, and then I'll be 4 short, which I can rectify. Yeah, I really genuinely don't know what I did with these coins, but we're good. So there's going to be 4 in this hut. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab this key card. So I've been getting more comfortable integrating. There is a theoretically very significant time skip, if I did it really well, related to using this key card, pushing this key card forward. Also, why am I so far behind? Why was that section so slow? I don't know. In any case, oh yeah, yes, the farm was pretty slow. So there's a whole section where you have to get a key card the right color later on, and if you throw this forward, you could just basically skip it. So I found a setup that I am getting a little bit more consistent on. But the key card is extraordinarily inconsistent. So if it hits like you see one of these rocks or anything like that, if it hits something at a weird angle, it can fly very far in a bad place and then it's just gone. But it's only a time loss, so nothing about me bringing that forward prevents me from doing it the intended way. Okay, I don't even know who just hit me, but that was extraordinarily rude. And I don't care for it. 1, 2, 3. And look at this friendly red pirate. Okay, can we not? Okay. Did I miss that? Okay, something. So you need to shoot this through these 3 rings and not mess it up. There we go. So that friendly red pirate, he said there was an upgrade to my gun in here, so I'm just gonna... Wait, what? Oh no! Oh, goodness gracious. So this is where the Back to the Future reference was. That isn't anymore. So I could take a little moment to talk about the story. This is the blue pirate who was down there at the beginning. He's my cousin, turns out. Spoilers. But he's trying to stop me from investigating what he's doing and chasing him. So he locks me in this prison. And that's it. Thank goodness a red dude is here to come save me. Just wait in this other room to give me this upgrade. Good timing. Okay, I'm going to grab this. So this is actually a very, very critical weapon. You can theoretically skip it. I've tried, and I can in fact skip it. It's just then executing the rest of the run while having skipped it is extraordinarily difficult. Because it basically means I can't fight. And a lot of these enemies, dodging is very difficult. Okay, so now I'm scanning very quickly. Okay, that's not a good spot. I knew that my setup was a little weird for this time, and now I'm going to redouble my efforts. That's a terrible term, but next time I do it, I'm going to do it the old way. I think I got a little lax with my positioning this time, and, well, that was my result. So that's still like, since it's only like 25 seconds optimally to save if you don't spend any time on the skip, you know, every few seconds I have to spend going to find it just detracts from how valuable that is. But I still am going to keep doing it because I'm getting better at, well, except for this time, I'm getting better at it, and it looks kind of cool. It is a skip, which feels nice. Okay. I feel like I'm very much not... Oh, that was a good throw. Okay. I definitely don't feel like I'm commentating this as well as I did last time, but I think I'm just kind of doing this like a real run. I mean, it is a real run, but like I'm just kind of focusing on the run. Also, why am I so far above? Oh, yeah. I already answered that. Well, that was really good. Oh, man. Ooh, goodness. Okay. So all this to be said, I need this key to get in. So this is like a major puzzle spot in the run. This is where like the first area where it's like, I wouldn't say puzzle with air quotes. Though there are real puzzles before this. And a lot of it's introducing things, and this section is just genuinely both back in the day when I first played casually and when I came back to it casually before I started speedrunning it. This section is genuinely probably the hardest puzzle section, or first section where I really had to spend time like sorting things out. It's genuinely pretty difficult. So I need to not forget this key card. Thank goodness. I have forgotten it before, and I hate doing that. This is also not a super efficient way to do it, but I don't want to forget to throw it up there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay. Cool. And I can hit one switch over here, and then that solves the puzzle. It all looks very easy when you know what to do, but it is it's a lot to figure out. Okay. So my key card is up there, and I'm about to end up there, and there's gonna be a bunch of enemies. So in that room, I'm gonna need to do 3 things. 1, I'm gonna need to take those enemies out. 2, I'm gonna need to grab the key card, and 3, I'm gonna need to hit a switch that's in there 2 times. That is extremely important. Ooh, man. Ow. Ooh. Okay. Oh, almost didn't hit the switch. Glad I said that out loud. I have done that, and it is actually way more devastating than just having to go back for it, because it messes up a bunch of other stuff if you do what I'm about to do and don't do it. So, okay, we're going to go up here. We're going to grab the key card, and this is the culmination of the key card skip. So we're coming in here, and there's a section where there's some white key cards near the door, and then you're going to run back over here to the paint machine and activate it, and I've timed it out. It takes about 25 seconds, so that would save 25 seconds if I was, good at this. So, we have at first we got the red MacGuffin. That was the blaster that shoots orb. And now we have the float buckle, which lets us float on metal objects. I absolutely love how this game themes its true elements, because everything feels so natural. So I didn't even know when I first started this game. I was like, oh, there's metal in some places because it seems like it makes sense, and there's wood in some places it makes sense, etc. And this really opens up, like, oh, you all of a sudden it's like, oh, pipes and nails and beams, and you're like, oh, your mind starts whizzing with all the things that you missed. So yes, the float buckle lets you float next to metallic objects. It also lets you drag lighter metallic objects near you. I would like to very much not die here. I have died here. It's very embarrassing and very time costly in time. So I'm going to run in here. I'm safe now. Now, I can very much easily get sniped, quite literally. So we're going to try to boom. Okay. There are archers there that can easily one-shot you, and they can ruin your day. So thank goodness. Amusingly enough, the run that I based my route off of initially had you taking out those archers, running all the way back over here, and not taking that teleporter that I just activated and took. And I'm very happy I sort of took a step back and investigated that, because that is so much easier. That was one of the more tricky, kind of RNG heavy parts of the run, and now it's like you could lose a ton of time if you died, or you could save a ton of time if the enemies like spawned in favorable positions. Now it doesn't really matter. I just go. As long as I do it quickly, we're fine. Now we're using this. So we have the red MacGuffin and the blue MacGuffin, and we are going now to get the purple MacGuffin. So Blueville is right over there. We are going to go to Blueville, but we will not be meeting the King of Blueville, unfortunately. So the purple MacGuffin is, well, I'll describe that when I get there. So coming up right here is, there's a boss fight, Rattlehag. We will not be fighting Rattlehag, unless things go horribly wrong. I actually haven't decided what I'm going to do if I mess up the skip. Because, like, I can fight Rattlehag. That's not devastating. Or I can go back to main menu and try it again, which is probably what I would do at least once. So we're going to jump over here. I'm going to be quiet for just a moment as I come around this corner, because I do mess this up from time to time. Okay. It doesn't look that scary, but it is. And every time I get overconfident that I don't mess that up, I 100% mess that up. So I'm going to take a moment just to explain what's going to happen in this coming section. So in a little bit, before I get to the force beam, let's work forward. So in this section, there's going to be a ball. In the puzzle elements of this game, you can use them and then you can hit a button and respawn them. So there's going to be a ball. I'm going to use it for its intended purpose, and then I'm going to respawn it so that I have access to a ball that I otherwise wouldn't normally have. Then I'm going to go across a ravine and take that ball with me. It is, in fact, this ball. So this ball is going to be used. It's very important. Well, it's the ball I'm going to spawn after this one's very important. This one's actually not that important. But I'm going to take it across the ravine over there, and I'm going to use that ball in that puzzle section, which will allow me to take, once I complete that section. Sorry, I'm not explaining this very well. I usually explain it as I go to it, so it makes a little more sense. I'm also using this to float up here. It's a clever little puzzle is that someone hints to you in the game that sometimes a door is more interesting than what's behind it, which is them saying, hey, it doesn't matter. There's nothing interesting behind this door. Just the whole point is to float up that. Okay, I'm going to grab the ball again, and we're going to use it over here. Okay, so I'm going to bring that ball across, which is going to let me... Basically, this ball, I'm going to trade this ball for an anvil in the next section. So this ball, having this ball over here is going to allow me to take an anvil from this section and bring it to the next section. And then having that anvil in that next section is going to allow me to take a sponge from that section into the section after that. And that sponge will allow me to implement a major skip in that following section. There is a sponge later that I could go get, but at that point, I might as well not. It's slow. It's very, very, very slow. So we're gonna grab my anvil here. So this is the aforementioned anvil, and we're just gonna set things up. Okay, and we've learned that the electricity gets created by batteries, and so I'm gonna set this up. Normally you'd think, oh, I'm going to use the force cube for this and to raise this so the electricity completes, but you need the force cube over here to do up there, to hit that. But it's not going to hit it yet. We got to run over here and hit this button. It's a whole thing. A lot of running back and forth. Yeah, as one would note, like a lot of the puzzles that are done in this game are done mostly as intended. So, like, despite the fact that we brought that ball over, that doesn't really change significantly the thrust of this puzzle. Just the elements we're using to do it. And then over here, we're going to have this extra ball, which is going to let us take this over. Okay. Go, 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 go. Come on, go, go. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, wow. Alright, we're going to throw that. Okay. Go, go on. Gosh, this looks so cool when I do it right. It's very, very slick when I get it done, like when it gets done right, and it's very, very not when not. Alright, hit that super ball. That's for later. Don't worry about it. There's the purple crystal, which is beneath which I love the theming in this game. You might notice under there, there's like the erasers. It really does feel like a children's sandbox, you know, with lava and anvils. Classic kids' toys. That was probably a little ill-positioned, but it should do. This section's pretty cool. It's also kind of a little bit trickier from the puzzle side. You're trying to get electricity from one side to the other, and there's multiple anvils. So I'm going to go up here. We're going to try to coax this. This is not quite as intended. Oh, come on. This isn't quite as intended, but we're going to just kind of, there we go. Just nudge that out. It's faster than the alternative, which is to get the electricity over to that area. Okay. I am notoriously bad at, when I say notorious, if anyone notices but me, I'm very bad to my own admission of getting that where it needs to be, but, and there we go. You heard the beep, so the door's open. So this sponge right here is tremendously important. For some reason, so the force beam that we're about to get right here, ta-da, lets you, it's like a grappling hook, and you can hook it between two items, two wooden things specifically at this point, and climb up it. It's really, really useful. It opens up a lot of movement possibilities at this point in the game. But so we're gonna, you wouldn't have noticed this having watched this casually, but in this run, most of the areas you go to where there's all the MacGuffin areas, you're pretty much locked in. You can't leave until you get the key item, which can be helpful so that you don't, wonder if you're supposed to be there or not. And this area up ahead is no exception. We're supposed to get a strength thing after this. But that section in Carrot Town is tremendously slow, and strength is not particularly useful. We don't need it to complete the run. You're supposed to need it for, like, one thing outside of Carrot Town, and I mean, maybe there's a few, but we don't see them in this run. So, and the one thing we do encounter, we don't even actually need it for, because I found a little sort of workaround. So we're going to use this. So for some reason, the force beam connects to sponge. So what you're about to see is Carrot Town skip. If I was doing this in some sort of marathon, this would be a thing that I would absolutely say. I will donate per throw, and if I get it on the first try, I will donate a fairly substantial sum, because this is trickier than it looks. Okay, that was pretty close to, now, 3, oh, that might be good, nope. 4, 5. It's okay, we're gonna reset the position. So this is like, I've gotten much better at this over time, and still. Ooh, was that bad? Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, hold on one moment. This is actually really good. For the purpose of seeing what could go wrong here. So I've gotten really good at not overthrowing it, and this isn't even really an overthrow because I can still grab it. Ooh. Yeah, that could have been a lot worse. If I overthrew it a little bit further, I wouldn't be able to grab it from down here, and then I would have had to go through a whole rigmarole to get it back. But that was actually fine. So, and now I'm going to have a bunch of very short underthrows. So this takes time if I don't get it. My last run, I did this first try, of course. Oh my, that's 2 overthrows in 1. Wow, I'm getting very nervous about this. Obviously, I'm not going to be submitting this for GDQ. This is just for my own practice and practice narrating. But, so I know how to get up here. It's not a big deal. I can't get over. If I could, well, I wouldn't have to do any of this. But, okay, we're gonna... Oh my goodness gracious. Yep, no, that's really bad. There is also a backup sponge and a crate, and there's all sorts of other ways to do this. But we're okay. Okay, we're gonna go over here. Okay. God, so used to, like, this used to be like the norm for me, and now I'm like, ugh. So the problem is you can't just like grab and hold it. Also, getting up there to retrieve this used to be a much more difficult endeavor. But I found out like that one spot is actually a really good spot. Okay. Okay. This is getting really bad. So if this were to happen to me, I'm trying to think how I would... What is my best way to recover this? Because this is a little bit finicky. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to go over there. See if that helps, because I haven't done that in a while. God, this isn't a one-shot audition. Like the hosting auditions were one shot. So there's practices, but like with the actual content, you only get to do one, and it is well, you mess it up, you mess it up. Okay. I really should practice this anyway. Like this is good that I'm practicing, because I haven't had this happen in a long time, and I think the oh, I just got robbed. I think it dragged it technically, and it. Oh, that's so annoying. I think if I'm doing for PB attempts, when I get to this point, if I were to have this happen, I would just reset. Okay, my goodness. So this is why I'm really good at underthrowing. But after like 8 or 10 throws, I start getting a little bit finicky, or I get a little bit antsy, and I start to do much more substantial throws. Okay. Okay, don't do it again, you dummy. Okay. That's good. Oh, that was so rude. I really thought I had that. I look like I can't do this at all. I got this first try last time. The problem is like it's not a really, really, really good setup. Because like the angle matters, the velocity at which you're moving matters, the height at which you are matters, the angle of the sponge matters. Oh man, that was it. If the sponge was in a slightly different spot. Okay. Okay, this is the most throws I've had in quite some time. Man, Charity would be getting so much money. Ow! This is like really bad. Like this is notably bad. Okay. Okay, next one. Oh my gosh, that's like the third one that I basically just got and it just fell off. That works. Okay, well, that could have been a lot. Womp womp. Yeah, so I can climb up this, and there we go. So I'm glad I've refreshed myself, but that cost me like 4 minutes, right? Like, that was very not good. And if I were to fall down there, that would basically be the end of the run. I mean, the run's over, right? Like, for the purposes of it being a good run. I don't exactly have 4 minutes of slop in here. Maybe I should raise the estimate. Wow. Just feeling sloppy now. Don't get discouraged. I need to practice more to run straight through anyway, you know what I mean? Like, I have gotten a tendency, especially since I got closer, I was grinding for the world record. I got very much in the habit of just resetting a lot of runs. Which I think, I mean, look at my count, right? 16 out of 96 completed. It's not great. I'm trying to get that up, though. More complete runs. I was like, I want to try to see if there's like some sort of shenanigans there I could do that was a little bit faster, but no. Alright, so now we're coming up, as if I'm narrating this for real now. So now we're coming up on Blueville skip. So Blueville's over here. I'm supposed to go to the King of Blueville. I'm not going to do that. I go over this wall, which I'm supposed to do. All my stuff will get stolen by that blue pirate fella, and that's, you know, I have a way to get back, but that's slow, right? He steals it. You see, not only steals your stuff, he also, you are forced to buy it back, and he steals your money, which means you have to go recollect everything. It's not nice, but it's kind of a cool, fun part of the run. It kind of resets you in terms of your items a little bit. Hold on one sec. The trigger is, fortunately, it's you have to make sure you stay high enough, and there we go. Use the sponge again for shenanigans. But it's very easy. Now that I've gotten it, that is run ending. That is something I would have a backup save for. Ooh. Okay. So I just bought so in here there is one new upgrade, the Force Beam Gold module. So now I can connect the Force Beam in addition to wood and dry sponges. I can connect it to gold, which now that I've said that, you'll see that strewn about. And then here there is one more chance to fail this. I don't exactly know where the trigger is, but I just aim for that grass and hope for the best. I don't think I've ever hit it since I've actually been running this game. Let's try to get out of here. If there's any archers there, I'm going to die. Okay, I think we're clear. Okay, cool. So now I can connect gold. There's a really slick move that I'm gonna try. I didn't invent it. I'm just gonna give it a go. Okay. Oh, well, I already used up my jump, so I can't do it. Cool. Theoretically, well, not theoretically, you can use that to swing up, get enough momentum to then land on the thing you put down. So there's a bunch of dudes that can one-shot you here with these. They're really rude, and I have had such a bad time of it recently. Like, I never died here. I'm gonna say truly, for like the vast majority of my runs, dying here wasn't even like a thing that I considered. And then I think I worried about it, but it never happened, like, ever. And then all of a sudden I just started dying a bunch, and I did not understand why. I still don't understand why. Just bad luck, or poor movement, or what have you. Ooh. Okay, so oh my gosh. So we're about to use that super ball. There we go. So in this section, I need to get the super ball over this yellow thing. And the whole purpose of this section is that a guy. Oh, I want that. Oh, okay. I have a backup strat for this, so that's fine. I've never done that in a run, not once. So I think there's a phrase for that. It's never happened before. Okay, so I'm going to. Theoretically, you're supposed to have the... Not theoretically. You're supposed to have the strength upgrade, which lets you kill these blocks, which then lets you do this, but you could just do it the way I did it, and it works just fine. Can we not... Am I about to do it again? Twice in one? Oh my gosh, this run is cursed. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. Like, if by whatever grace I managed to get into GDQ, I will have practiced a ton for that and have much more consistent narration. But good lord! All right. So we're turning this guy. This guy over here wants 2 gold nuggets and. Well, we have rocks and we have yellow paint, so that's good enough. He's not going to be mad about it at all. Yeah, it is real gold, and he just wants 1 more. So we're going to give him the real gold, and then he's going to let us into his basement. And he's definitely not going to lock us in there. And we're going to get an upgrade for our force beam, the force beam / cube compatibility upgrade, which basically lets us connect one end of our force beam to our force cube, which lets us use it basically anywhere, which is super useful. Then we're gonna get ourselves out. I actually watched a very, very old run of this recently. In this section, there used to be a like a bouncy pad here instead of this thing, and I think this thing makes it much more obvious what you're supposed to do. And I think the bouncy pad was a little bit more tricky. I'm hitting this switch is just for safety. It just moves that down. I can die here. There's a very reasonable chance I die up ahead. Once again, there are archers, and they can one-shot me and just ruin my day. And so if they do, I have to respawn back quite a ways. But by doing that, it makes getting back up a lot less painful. Ooh, you saw that? Archer? Okay, maybe not. Alright. Okay, and then I can miss it. This is like the sloppiest run that I've gotten this far in so long. Like, if I... It's so bad. I mean, I was ahead for a brief moment early on, and then it was just all downhill from there. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to talk to this guy. Take these guys out. So this is a guy who wants... The whole point of this section is... I need electricity. I don't know it yet, but I do. And that guy has electricity. And he said if I... Someone gave him some fake gold nuggets, and he wants me to suss them out and throw them away. That's just so rude that someone would do that. And by doing that, I can... He'll give me his electricity in the same spot, pretty much, in the floor. So, it's easy enough to find. Okay. So we're coming in here. These are fireflies. There's a chest there. I don't need it. I'm playing 80%. So fireflies are very important for the last sections of the run. The one thing you need about fireflies, they really like to fly towards purple, bright purple things, and then two, they like to eat orange things. That's just, I mean, it's just like real life, right? This is a very realistic game. Fireflies, they eat orange things. So over here, there's some carrots that are in our way, and these fireflies are going to. We're going to get them to help us a little bit. Okay, here we go. And then we're going to use the electricity. I said we're going to use the electricity. There we go. To I need the electricity down here to open up a door that I haven't seen yet, but I know that's there because I've played this game a lot of times. So down here, there's a little prison, and we're gonna be letting out our cousin. Spoilers. The pirate, the blue pirate, the blue prince. And I haven't played that game yet. So we're releasing him, and this whole next section should be us shepherding him through and getting him back home. We're not gonna do that. So we actually don't. Wait, do we know these are some? No, yeah, we do. But yes, so we're supposed to do all that, and we're not gonna do any of that. So we just got a thing called the translocator. They shoot these little green balls that we can teleport to, but you kind of notice they're somewhat anemic right now. They barely move, and it takes forever to shoot more than one. So what are we going to do about that? Well, there's two upgrades that are available that I'll be looking to get. One improves the shoot speed, and the other one the velocity. This one is the cooldown, and then we need the velocity. And with those, we'll actually be able to just go straight to the end of the game. And because I was confused there, I forgot I slowed myself down. So I need quiet time for just a moment. Okay, we're going to hit that there. To make sure if I die, I respawn here. Okay. Okay, so there's some doors here. You might notice there are some doors that have they're like paper in front of them, and I'm gonna just go ahead and shoot my beam through my orb through them. Okay, there we go. So now I've completed that, and yeah, I don't know why I'm still narrating this. Okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. Run through here, get the fireflies. I still don't know why this works, but thank you, David Munich, for making this a lot easier. I think that puzzle's relatively janky if you do it the intended way, honestly. Okay, now I've got the translocator force, and I'm on my way to the end of the game. I'm on the way to mess everything up. Okay. Oh! And that's what happens when you friend a stranger in the Alps. Okay. I'm like annoyed about how I'm going slow, and I'm like, okay, I'm like 10 minutes behind. Like, it's so bad. Yeah, this is not a great run. But it's fine. I can do that later, so I have to remember too. Okay. Yeah, I've given up on narrating this. Tired. I mean, that's part of it, I think. I'm just genuinely tired. What is it? Oh yeah, it's like 12:30. I don't want to play Borderlands tonight, but... Okay, well that was highly undesirable. There we go, buddy. The sponge is green. I don't know if that actually matters. No, it's not. Cool. Okay, I am about 15 seconds, no, maybe 20 seconds away. Okay. This is such a clever puzzle. Like, it's really good. Wow. Okay. Oh. Yeah, that was a terrible run. I mean, that was still like 5th place, 4th place on the leaderboards. But like, that's not to trash talk anyone on the leaderboards. That's meant to say that like the run has evolved tremendously since that. So I used a bunch of strategies that were not in the run at the time. Yes, that was like around the time of my first leaderboard run. It was like 50 minutes. I think I'm going to increase the estimate of this for like 50 to 55 just to buffer some mess ups and also to count the credits. And I'm not using this. This was not a good... I like my commentary last time better. I thought I could do way better, which maybe I can, but this wasn't it. So, once I get to credits, I'll exit. But it's a completed run.
Ich hab die Taschen voll mit Edelstein.
I'm tired. All right.